New US visa rules spark panic. Social media screening mandated. You will be asked to make your account public. Current applications postponed to March 2026. Here is what Indian applicants must know.
Imagine this, you've spent years grinding through exams, job hunts and family sacrifices, all for that golden ticket, a US visa to study, work or build a life across the ocean. Now a single tweet from 5 years ago could slam that door shut. That's the nightmare unfolding for hundreds of thousands of students and Indians right now. On December 10th, 2025, panic erupted across Indian social media and WhatsApp groups as news broke of a sweeping new US visa rule. It mandated full public access to applicants' social media profiles for vetting, and it's not just for newbies, it hits renewals too. We're talking H-1B workers, the backbone of America's tech boom, and their families on H-4 visas. Over 70% of these visas go to Indians, and suddenly mundane posts about politics or even a harmless meme could spell rejection. Hello and welcome to Explained by NewsX with me, Uday Pratap Singh. Today we unpack the new visa rules applied by the US. To understand the panic, we have to start at the beginning, or at least the beginning of this modern migration wave. Flashback to the early 2000s. The dot-com bust had barely cooled when US tech giants like Google, Microsoft and Infosys started scouring global talent pools. Enter the H-1B visa, a specialty occupation, work permit for skilled professionals in fields like IT, engineering and medicine. Congress caps it at $85,000 a year, $20,000 reserved for advanced degree holders, but demand it's insatiable. By 2019, Indians were already claiming over half of these slots. Why? Our education system churns out millions of STEM graduates annually, and English fluency makes the transition seamless. Fast forward to 2015, when under the Obama era, H-1B approvals hit record highs, with Indians snagging 72%. Families followed on H-4 dependent visas, and here's the game changer. In 2015, the Obama administration granted work authorization to certain H-4 spouses, letting them join the workforce. Nearly 90% of those employment authorization documents went to Indians. Suddenly, it wasn't just a job visa, it was a family lifeline. Mortgages in the suburbs, kids in American schools, Diwali parties in California homes. This became the new normal for lakhs of us. But where does this digital screening come from? Our timeline begins in the late 2010s as US immigration authorities ramped up digital surveillance amidst growing national security concerns. In 2019, the State Department launched pilot programs for social media reviews, starting with refugees and visa waiver participants. Applicants were required to disclose handles on major platforms like Facebook and Twitter, now X, allowing officers to scan for fraud, terror ties or inconsistencies in their stories. By 2022, the scrutiny extended to student and exchange visas in the F1, M1 and J1 categories. On the DS-160 form, applicants had to list all social media accounts in the past 5 years, enabling consular officers to review public or disclose content. The focus was narrow, spotting clear red flags like admissions of crimes or extremist affiliations. For Indians who lead in high-skilled and student visa applications, it added paperwork, but few outright denials. This laid the groundwork, establishing social media as a standard tool for verifying eligibility and intent, with the State Department emphasizing that every visa adjudication is a national security decision. November 2024, the turning point arrived with Donald Trump's re-election victory, fueled by vows of strict immigration and America First reforms. Inaugurated in January 2025, his administration quickly revived and expanded vetting measures. H-1B fees rose 20%, green card audits intensified, and social media reviews, already routine for students, got flagged for broader rollout to high-risk countries like India, based on application volume and global tensions. June 2025 saw the heat turn up on F1 students, with Indian denial rates climbing 15% due to AI-assisted scans picking up extremist keywords in innocuous posts like those from past protests. Universities report enrollment hesitancy, and H-1B filings dipped 12% as tech firms braced for delays. Then in late November 2025, the State Department dropped the official hammer. An announcement titled Announcement of Expanded Screening and Vetting for H-1B and Dependent H-4 Visa Applicants, expanding online presence reviews to all H-1B skilled workers and their H-4 dependents, effective 15th December. Building on student vetting, it required applicants to adjust privacy settings on all social media profiles, including X, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and others disclosed in the DS-160 to public status. No more locked accounts. Officers gain unrestricted access to facilitate thorough vetting to identify visa applicants who are inadmissible, including threats to national security or public safety. What can they check? Everything in those public profiles. Posts, comments, likes, shares, photos, videos, connections, and even linked content from the past 5 years. Reviews cross-check for inconsistencies, like a resume listing one employer, but posts showing freelance gigs or signs of fraud, unauthorized work, or intent to violate visa terms. Visas are greenlit if profiles demonstrate consistency with your application, no inadmissibility factors, and credible intent for temporary activities per the visa's purpose. Denials trigger on red flags like terror links, criminal plans, immigration violations, or adverse foreign influence inferred from political content. Non-compliance, hiding accounts, refusing public access, or evasive disclosures is a major strike, often leading to outright rejection and potential permanent ineligibility. As it signals intent to deceive, the department stressed a US visa is a privilege, not a right, and uses all available information, including AI tools, for these national security-driven calls. Immigration experts noted that mismatched online-offline narratives alone can tip the scales towards denial. December 10, 2025, the policy's shadow turned into a storm. Mornings in tech hubs like Hyderabad and Bangalore bring horror stories. Applicants logging into VFS global portals for H-1B renewals to discover December interviews wiped out, bumped to March 2026 with no detailed reasons beyond vetting preparation. By 10 a.m., US visa cancel exploded on X as screenshots of consulate emails from Mumbai, Chennai, and New Delhi went viral. Don't arrive early, entry denied. The US Embassy's advisory pours fuel. Rescheduled slots are firm, underscoring the scramble to implement the December 15th rule. For Indians who hold 70% of H-1Bs and 90% of H-4 work permits, it's devastating. Delayed promotions, family separations over holidays, and wedding disruptions. Tech companies blast internal alerts, set profiles public now, scrub political shares as hiring freezes bite. Students feel the quake the hardest. A November preemptive review under the expanded F1, M1, J1 vetting led to 85,000 administrative revocations, mostly affecting Indians, for incomplete social media disclosures of flagged content. With 363,019 Indian students enrolled in US institutions for 24-25, up 9.5% and comprising 31% of all internationals per Open Doors data, the ripple is massive. New fall 2025 arrivals are down nearly 50% year over year, with I-20 forms frozen and denials spiking over old posts from events like CAA protests. Enter External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's response, shared widely on social media earlier this month. In a statement to Rajya Sabha on the 4th of December, he affirmed that Indian consulates and embassies have intervened wherever possible on visa-related issues, urging the US to recognize that minor offences shouldn't trigger harsh penalties.
Consulates and embassy intervened where possible. And we have tried to get the American system to understand that minor offences should not be a reason for such action. However, I also want to say, sir, that the issuance of visa is a sovereign right of a government. Now, in the case of the United States, the US government has taken a view. In fact, the latest announcement was yesterday. They have taken a view that every visa adjudication is a national security decision. So they reserve the right to take a decision on a visa which is based on their assessment of the national security implication of a particular individual's position.
However, Jaishankar underscored a sobering reality. Issuing visas remains a sovereign decision for the United States, which views each adjudication as a national security matter and reserves the right to assess based on its own criteria. The practical steps: immediately set profiles public, use deletion tools like tweet delete for risky content, and ensure every disclosure matches your online footprint. Lawyers advise professional inconsistent, no room for ambiguity, quote unquote. In the end, for 3,63,000 Indian students, it's a wake-up call to dream bigger elsewhere if needed. With Jaishankar's measured diplomacy in play, will US-India talks soften this blow?
New US visa rules spark panic. Social media screening mandated. You will be asked to make your account public. Current applications postponed to March 2026. Here is what Indian applicants must know.